Good day, I am Romelyn Layas from BSED 1E. Today I will discuss the introduction of Chapter 3, the Community Service. Community service is performed by someone or group of people like an STP student for the benefits of public community. The NSTP students step outside of their school and expand their horizons. Through community service, the student can be strengthened their senses of civic engagement, the nationalism, they broaden their educational development and social goal. As an STP student, they should be the events, plan, implement, and reflect on their activities in order to sustain the highest quality of service learning. So, what is community service? Community service is a work done by a person or group of people that benefits others. It is often done near the area where you live, so your own community lives. The benefits of your work, you do not get paid for from community service. Through sometimes food and small gifts like a t-shirt are given to volunteers. Community service can help you a group of people in need, children, senior citizens, people with disabilities, English learners, and etc. It also can help animals, just this a shelter. It can be used to improve place such a local park, historic building, or scenic area as well. That is the community service.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Regine Almasan and I'm your teacher for today. So before we start our discussion, kindly arrange your chair properly and listen attentively. Let's start our prayer. So I am here to discuss with you what is NSTP or National Service Training Program. So what is NSTP? NSTP is a program in enhancing civic consciousness and defense preparedness in the youth by developing the ethics of service and patriotism, while undergoing training in any of its three program components. The following are the components of the program. First, we have Military Training Services or MTS. Second, we have Civic Welfare Training Services or CWTS. And third, we have Literacy Training Services or LTS. So later, I will discuss with you what is the meaning of these three components. Let's proceed to the next one, which is the history of National Service Training Program. National Service Training Program started with the passage of Commonwealth Act No. 1, aka a National Defense Act, an act to provide the national defense of the Philippines, penalizing a certain violation, thereof appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes, under the government of President Manuel L. Quezon, 1935. Commonwealth Act No. 1 requires college students, specifically males, finish 2 years or 4 semesters of military training to be reserve cadets of the national defense of the country. August 8, 1980. The Commonwealth Act No. 1 was amended to give existence to Presidential Decree No. 1706 or National Service Law, mandates compulsory national service to all citizens of the country. College students were given an option to choose one among these components to comply as a requirement of tertiary education. After the ouster of President Marcos, implementation of the National Service Law except the provisions of military service was suspended by Presidential Memorandum Order No. 1, President Corazon C. Aquino. It became Basic Reserve Officer Training Corps or ROTC, effective on 1986 to 1987. So I will discuss with you right now what is the three components of NSTP. First, we have Reserve Officer Training Corps or ROTC, designed to give military training to tertiary level students. Aims to motivate, train, organize, and mobilize them for national preparedness. Literacy Training Service or LTS, designed to train the student to become teachers of literacy and numeracy skills. focuses on school children, out-of-school youth, and other segments of society. Last one is Civic Welfare Training Service or CWTS, contributory to the general welfare and betterment of life for the members of the community, or for the enhancement of its facilities, especially those devoted to improving health, education, environment, entrepreneurship, safety, recreation, and morals of the citizenry. So that's the end of our topic for introduction of NSTP. Do you have any question or clarification? If none, let's proceed to our quiz. Get one per sheet of paper. Question number 1. What is the aim of NSTP? Question number 2, 3, and 4. What are the 3 components of NSTP? And question number 5. What is the aim of Reserve Officer Training Corps or ROTC? And that's all. I hope you learned something from me, and I hope my discussion will mark into your mind and soul as well. Thank you.
The purpose of community service program mirrors the mission of the school itself, that is to prepare the NSTP students to become responsible, active citizens. To that end, the program strives to instill in the NSTP students an awareness of the multiple needs of the community, a sense of moral obligation to help those less fortunate, and the desire to make the community a better place in which to live. It means that in NSTP, students prepare to become a responsible person and to think easy the solution of the problem in the community, because in NSTP it discusses how to communicate to other and being responsible person, because in NSTP it discuss also how to be a peaceful place, a community, because it's such many problems in a community that give a suggestion or solution to solve the problem, because a student or a person have a big impact to the contribution to their community.
Hi, I am Nicole C. Villapando, and I am here to discuss what is the differences between school service or community service. The differences between the school service and community service is that school service is a kind of service that is for all the students, while community service is a kind of service that is for all the people who lives in those communities. The crossover between community service and school service is that assistance is provided to the community. But service learning or school service goes beyond the concept of helping out or volunteering by combining specific learning goals and outcomes to the community. Based activity based on their verified needs, not what we think they need. School service is not the same as community service. It is performed as a service outside the school. If you volunteer for school service opportunities, you cannot claim those are as community service. However, if you complete number of hours required by the school or more of school service, you can be awarded during the recognition ceremony. A separate school service form must be completed to obtain credit hours. You are responsible for completing these forms, not the person for whom the work is done. School service includes academic preparations, activity assessments, and intensive reflections before, during, and after the activity or project has been completed, to define and deepen what has been learned. Community service is when you perform an act that benefits your community. Community service is a not-for-free activity that is performed by someone or group of people. It can help any group of people in need like children, senior citizens, people with disability, and more. Community service include many activities such as helping the disabled or aged, teaching younger children, volunteering at an animal rescue, cleaning up litter at the beach or community nature spot, helping at the soap kitchens, and many more activities. Community service assists the community, teaches scholars about giving to the less fortunate, and help to teach learners about compassion, commitment, and empathy. As I move through life, I think I will always be involved in community service because I know it is important and I enjoy and look forward to it.
Okay, let's move on to the purpose of community service. The purpose of community service are community outreach program where volunteerism is the cornerstone and as such must be free of personal gain and remuneration, mirrors the mission of the school to prepare each student to become a responsible, active citizen. While completing community service projects, students develop real-world skills that will help them succeed as they practice leadership, problem solving, collaboration with others, time management, and communication. To that end, the program instills in each student an awareness of multiple needs of community to those less fortunate and the desire to make one's community a better place to live in.
There are many benefits in volunteering, and let's discuss these benefits one by one. Experts report that when you focus on someone other than yourself, it eliminates the usual tension-producing patterns. Volunteering can serve as our escape on our usual life and the things that usually cause stress to us because we are able to experience a different world or a different scenario, unlike our usual pattern of life. Volunteering allows us to be busy on something else other than the stressful works at home or at work, and with that, it reduces stress. Also, it helps us to avoid thinking of our problems that causes stress to us because we became busy on helping other people or in volunteering for the community. Volunteering also makes you happier. Moods and emotions like optimism, joy, and control over one's fate are said to strengthen the immune system. And once we have a strong immune system, we are not easily infected by diseases. We are able to have a strong body, which can fight diseases and viruses so that we don't get easily affected by these. Next, volunteering saves resources. It provides valuable community services so that more money can be spent on local improvements. During these times wherein our economy is declining and we are not having much enough fund to support or to make local improvements, volunteering is a great help to save money and fund so that it can be used on local improvements. Because volunteers are always ready to serve the community without asking for anything in return. Because volunteers work and serve the community with their initiative and passion and love for the country.
Community service and volunteering can really help on the personal development of a person. Through this, you can gain professional experience. You can test out career and gain fulfillment. It brings people together. And as a volunteer, you can assist in many different ways, uniting people from diverse backgrounds to work toward a common goal, or building a camaraderie and teamwork. But of course, it requires an interpersonal skills because you need to socialize with other people and able to bring people together. The next one is, it promotes personal goal and self-esteem. Understanding community needs and help foster empathy and self-efficacy. And it can also strengthen your community. As a volunteer, you can help in different ways, like first, support families like daycare and elder care. The second one is improve school by tutoring and literacy. Support youth or mentoring and after-school program. Nowadays, the community or the barangay, we're building a program for the youth and able to show their talents and skills. By participating on it, we can support the youth. And the last one is beautify the community, like street, canals, bench, park, and cleanups. As a youth and as a student, we can't be possibly and directly involved into that. But a youth like us can help in a little things, like cleaning and maintaining the beauty of the community like street, canal, beach, and park. That small act can bring and help the community. And by a simple act, we can make this community beautiful than ever. Thank you.
I am Pian Valdez and this is my part of the demo teaching. Another purpose of community service is that they learn a lot. Volunteers learn more about doing community service. For example, on self, they will discover about their hidden talents that may change their perception of their self-worth, which are very important nowadays. On our government, NSTP students will learn how the government function and know their operations by working with the local non-profit agencies. Of course, they learn a lot about the community. NSTP students gain knowledge of local resources available to help the community people solve their community needs. Another lesson or another purpose of community service is that it is their chance to give back. People like to support community that benefit people they care about. NSTP students are investments in our community and the people who live in it. Remember, NSTP students will make a distinct difference in the community. Remember, every person counts.